Welcome back to County Connection. For this segment, we are talking about Smoke Busters, which is a teen tobacco prevention program at Summit Middle School in partnership with Summit County Public Health. And my guests for this segment are Steph Stuckey, who's a nurse with Summit County Public Health Department. And I also have our special guests, Nellie Ruiz Hernandez from Summit Middle School and Celine Casillas. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so Steph, why don't we start it off by talking about what Smoke Busters is all about and the goals of the program.
Well, I think it was around 2004, Colorado voted on the Amendment 35, and that allotted, it increased the tax on tobacco. And so that money has been put into several different components, and one of them is prevention, education, cessation. And so part of what our grant is to work on that prevention and education. And we have an adult coalition and then the youth coalition, which is the Smoke Busters with the middle school.
Okay, great. So, so what does the program look like kind of in its day-to-day in the trenches?
Well, we have certain objectives that we try to accomplish every year. And this is the first year that we've started it. So this year, what we really wanted to do was put a group of kids together, have them very well educated on tobacco and the issues with tobacco that are newer, like e-cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
And then have them working eventually down the line with our adult coalition and looking at policy changes in the community and things like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I'd venture to say you guys are kind of on the cutting edge here. You probably know more about tobacco and all the issues out there than most adults in our community. So how often do you guys meet, and what are some of the topics you cover?
During the school year, we're trying to meet once a week. And we talked about, initially we did a lot of education, right, about what tobacco is, what types of tobacco there are, nicotine, the difference between those two. And we focused a lot on how tobacco companies target children.
Oh, okay.
And using flavors and the way they advertise, and we learned a lot about advertising. So then eventually down the line this year, we were able to create an ad campaign with the buses, looking at those same advertising techniques that tobacco companies use and trying to employ that for using anti-tobacco ad techniques.
So a little tobacco advertising
Exactly.
jujitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. So let's see, Nellie and Celine, why don't you guys, can you tell me some of the most interesting things that you've learned during the meetings and discussions through Smoke Busters?
Well, one thing that I found interesting was like the causes of what tobacco can do to a person,
Oh, okay.
like the side effects.
Oh, okay. What are some of the ones
Like-
that were the biggest eye-openers for you?
I'd say like people get lung cancer and their teeth get yellow and
Right.
It's
So
bad.
bad for you on the inside and the outside.
yeah.
All right. How about you, Celine?
E-cigarettes can attract to kids from the flavors.
Oh, okay. So what kinds of flavors do they come in?
They can be mint, cake, fruit flavors, gummy bears.
Oh, so pretty much like the same flavors that you see in candy
Yeah.
and all that kind of thing. Okay. So do you guys have conversations about the topics that you discuss in Smoke Busters with other friends and your peers in the middle school?
Yes.
Yeah. And so what kinds of conversations do you have with them?
Like telling them to quit. Like it's bad for you. Like it gives lung cancer. Like the side effects.
Uh-huh. Great. You guys, as Steph mentioned, recently launched a new outreach campaign to spread the word about the harmful effects of tobacco use. So can you tell me about that?
We were thinking of putting the ads on buses or like around the school in posters,
Uh-huh.
so kids would notice like what we're doing like in our group.
Okay. And then, so you guys, so these are on, well, there's one really big one, right, on one of the Summit stage buses? And then some on the insides as well, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, so you guys helped pick the images and some of the messaging, is that right?
Yes.
And we have a few of those, and we can pop those up on the screen. Can you describe to folks at home what the really big one is on the Summit stage bus?
Well, it's a guy with a normal head. From the bottom, it's like a skeleton, and it says "Do not smoke," which it has our logo, Smoke Busters. And we put it on a big bus so that everybody can see it.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. I've seen it. I actually saw it down when I was driving in Silverthorne the other day.
Oh, nice.
And and I have to say, it looks pretty creepy. It's kind of like X-ray skeleton. You know, I think it does a good job getting the message across. So when you guys were selecting the image, what did you like about this particular one?
Well, we could see examples about what can cause about the tobacco. Like smoking it and chewing it. Like, for example, you can die from it, or you can get cancer from it.
Kids, for other kids out there, or parents who would want to be involved in these tobacco prevention efforts that you guys have going on, how might they do that?
Well, we'll have posters all over the middle school and the high school when school starts again, and start recruiting. And anybody who hears about it is welcome to come and join. We'll put dates out there when we'll have our first meeting. And there's also online, you can go to, I think it's tobaccofreekids.org.
Okay.
There's also a tobaccofreeco.org. And always the quit line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, for those who are smoking and would like to try to quit.
All right, fantastic. Well, it sounds like you guys are doing some really great work, doing outreach to your fellow students at Summit Middle School and to the rest of the community who's seeing all the ads on the buses and on the inside. So, so way to go, some really nice work. And before we wrap up this segment, we are going to hear from some of the Summit Middle School Smoke Busters individually on why they choose to be tobacco-free.
My name is Nellie, and I'm 12 years old, and I'm tobacco-free because many effects can cause damage to a person, like lung cancer, and they affect your teeth by making them yellow.
Hi, I'm Celine Casillas. I'm tobacco-free because tobacco can make you lung cancer, which can cause you to die, which can cause people very sad around you.
Hi, my name is Ruby Roque and I'm 12 years old. I am tobacco-free because there are many side effects to smoking, like lung cancer that you can get and many other side effects.